Now we're live. So tell me how your week has been so far since we last talked.
It's been good. Good trip to Houston.
Mm.
Enjoyed that time. Came back pretty much on Monday morning. Woke up in a good mood, but ended up pretty bad in the afternoon. Tuesday seemed pretty okay. And right now we're doing pretty good.
Miss Melanie, how's your week? Oh yeah, oh definitely. There's a lot there. When someone does that, that tells me it's a whole can of whoop beep to say.
I don't know.
Oh, you do know. You just got to open up.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time.
Having a hard time with
Breathing.
with breathing. Yeah.
Just a hard time in general with everything and every single aspect you can probably imagine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, break it down for me. Break it down.
I don't know if I should. I don't want to be like. I'm just tired.
Well, I can't read your mind. We're already here at night trying to break it down, so we might as well break it down, deconstruct, so that I can see where you're coming from. I spoke to Austin today while he was on his way home. He said you made choice of choosing Catholic for the sake of the family system and unit. That's a good thing. Some reports about medication, and that's still in the works as it's, taking time for it to kick in. That can take anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months. So I understand the struggle with that. That's all I've gathered so far.
What was the last part that you said?
Medication could take 3 weeks to 3 months for it to kick in, for it to take effect. The desired effect from their standpoint, from the specialist standpoint, which is like, oh my God, really? But that is the hope, is that it does in fact take effect. Of course, from now until 3 months, there are side effects that could make symptoms even worse, stay the same. There's, in that field, they're throwing darts in the dark. So, we still don't understand how the mind works and the body works and the correlation with the two. So that's why the Buddha teaches what he teaches, because back in his day, they didn't have medications readily available. The Buddha was medicine. Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just struggling overall, like trying to regulate my emotions and continue to function in all of my roles. I feel like I am in like this internal battle constantly, like with myself. I struggle with the desire to continue living. That's like definitely the hardest one. Where I feel just kind of like I am a bad person. Lots of things are my fault. I'm the one who has to change so much. I feel responsible for these issues. And so I just also like, I don't know, I'm just really struggling all around. Emotionally, it's hard to focus at work last week was very difficult for me. I had a panic attack when I was trying that narrative therapy that you suggested. And I came home, and of course, like, I just feel like I need a break, but I can't seem to, like, find any opportunity to, like, process through things. I feel like I am just, like, always needing to be doing something for someone. And so it's just, I feel very overwhelmed.
Mm.
And I struggle with an internal, like, monologue, I guess, where it's like me trying to cheer myself on and trying to be that positive person that I was, and then like that other me that is just so sad and so ready to find a way to escape this reality. Like, I feel so, like, I don't know. I can't explain it, and I don't want to get emotional because I'm just tired of being like them.
Mm-hmm. Well, the human realm is a very interesting realm where we have a mixture of suffering and pleasure and joy and happiness. And the challenge of being human, and challenge of being a wife, and challenge of being a mom and a provider. You have to focus on what you've done right. You've made it this far, kicking ass, victoriously, actually, comparable to your cohorts. You are 26 this year?
Something like that.
Am I on the dot?
You're close. If you turn the 6 upside down.
62. Venerable Lee, who you have called AKA the baby Venerable, is next to me, and he is turning 22 next year, and he says, yeah, with my knees being 60 years old.
I get that.
Yeah, not so baby after all.
I'm 29.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so what I said was a compliment. Got it. So you look at other 29-year-old females your age, and they don't have it all together. They don't have a good man. They don't have a good income. They don't have a good house, a BMW. You got it as much as together, incomparable to your cohort, Texas has ever seen, Florida has ever seen, the whole United States has ever seen. You fail to see that. You keep on focusing on the negative, beating yourself up, and that's how you create hell and live in that hell yourself. Versus,
That's what you tell me, but that's not how I feel. I know that I've got things that are great. Like, I have that awareness that I should be okay. But what is wrong is that my emotions, the way I feel, the way I'm thinking, is not lining up with what I intellectually know, what I can see, what I realize to be true. I understand all of that, and I know what you're saying, but that doesn't change my inability to, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But I know that nobody's going to understand what I mean. And ultimately, it's my fault for being negative, and I hear you. So there it is. I'm so tired.
The CBT book I gave you, how far did you get on it?
Pretty far. I'm almost done.
So
I've been listening to audiobooks and all of the things, and I understand. And so I just, like, I get it.
So the ABC model, right? You think the way how you feel, you feel the way how you think. So thus, it is about.
It's like a lot of ways. That's the problem. It's like, today I think like this. In the afternoon, all of a sudden I think like this. And it's hard for me to, like, distinguish who the fuck I should listen to of myself. Not to mention everybody else around me. It's just like so much input, and it's overwhelming.
Well, never mind anybody else because they're unqualified to give you advice. And whatever they say is quite superficial. So this is the problem with the mind, right? It's that We're using the mind to fix the mind. And it's up to us to save ourselves. No one can save you, no one can, no one may. You must save yourself, said the Buddha. And so, yeah, in the morning it's all great, and then we see our mood changes throughout the day. We become moody according to what's happening, and whether it is within our desire, or if we get what we want, or if we have expectations. If expectations are not met, things are out of order, they're within the disorder. And this is where we got to slow down a little bit to be analytical about our thoughts and to see the inner workings of our thoughts. It's not your fault. It's your mind's fault, not your fault. So don't take it personal. It should never be, oh my God. It should always be, oh my mind. People should say, oh my mind. Because it's your mind that steers you left, right, up, down, sideways. And then the neurobiological aspect of that translates into your feelings. But ultimately, you create your thoughts. And this is where we tell you to look at your mind as 5 little puppies. You know, you got to know how to crack the whip. You're Big Mama, right? When Big Mama cracks the whip, the 5 little puppies are like, ooh, she mean business. And one should not let, your mind run your life the way that it has been. It is challenging with 2 kids. Did you guys get to do the time management thing and the budget management thing?
We've done the budget management. I have done the time management. As far as like when I wake up, what I do throughout the day, and I keep it in my journal. It is now this time. It is now that time. I'm going to do this thing. I did that. And blah, 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 blah. And then I take the weekend, and then on Monday, I do like an overview of what I did over the weekend. I break it down. Blah, 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 blah.
And is there enough time for yourself?
No. My drives, maybe. And I understand what you're saying about the mind, but like there are times where there's nothing. I can control my thoughts, and I have that awareness of like, I can decide which thoughts I give my attention to and which ones I don't give my attention to. And those thoughts come in, and I let them pass on, and I kind of giggle like, ha ha ha, it happened again. And I let it go. And my mind can be clear, and it doesn't matter. Like nothing changes, and that's why I just feel exhausted. Because I don't know.
Have you tried any of the mindfulness breathing exercises that I've given online?
On YouTube, yes, I saw Venerable Lee have one on YouTube, and you can breathe and all the things. Yeah.
And it doesn't work?
Sure. Makes me feel lightheaded.
The CBT is not effective. The meditation is not effective. And now we're at the medications trial.
I think that used to give me that because, when I first did it in Venerable Lee's video, it was working. It was helping me. But those things that were helping me, they don't help me anymore. Even talking to you, it doesn't help me anymore.
Do you think your mind is resistant to what we say, the lawyer in your head? Is it battling with us of what we're trying to tell you or say to you?
I think at first there's definitely resistance, but I try to be open-minded. So I'm aware that is like my innate response. But then I tell myself, like, look, sleep on it, reflect on it, and then make a decision. Like, you don't have to make one right away. And so that's how I operate, because I'm aware of that. Like, I know what to expect with the way that I may react. But I also feel like, I guess I just have, I'm just struggling as best way I can put it.
So what is the possible solutions to help you with this? How could family, friends jump in to help you while you are or do you need to take a break from school? Or what do you need to take a break from in order?
I have taken a break from school. I am not enrolled in classes this semester. I am trying things. Like, I'm not sitting here on my hands. I'm not trying to make excuses. Like, I'm actively doing these things. It's just that I don't feel any better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have connection issues. Oh, we're back. Okay. The majority of the content of the thoughts that wrestle with you, was it mostly because of the past, or is it anxiety?
It's always the present moment. It's never like the past. It's not the future. It's like the right now. It's always like I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to have to walk in here and be like, oh, good morning, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not in the past, I'm not in the future. It's just like the right fucking now.
So the problem with acceptance sounds like acceptance is the problem. Because, as soon as we step outside that door, we got to accept a lot of certain facts. And if we're actively working, we have to accept the fact that we're going to be encountering with members of the public. In your case, in the legal field, where they could be quite the way that they are, they have expectations. When it's not met, you get yelled at. You're like front desk, and typically front desk get the long end of the stick every morning.
So I'm not really, so my role has transitioned. Like, yeah, I used to wear many hats, but now I don't. We've got somebody at the front desk full time. I'm mainly working on document production. Like, I don't really nobody ever yells at me. Like, everybody is normal. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the desire to be social. I don't have the desire to talk with people who talk about it. I just feel like, I know it's very rude of me to be like, oh, they're just so fucking unevolved, because that makes me unevolved to think that way. But it's just that there's nothing that I can relate to with most people. Like, I don't relate with anybody. Sure, there are people that I can talk with, be friendly with. I'm likable. People like to talk to me. They'll seek me out, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, it doesn't do anything, and I don't know.
You don't want to be sociable with people. Do you think that after reading the CBT book that you got to know yourself a little bit more?
Yeah.
Have you made friends with yourself?
No, I hate myself too.
That's where the problem lies, huh?
But sometimes I like myself. This is like the confusion of my life. It's like, there's no pattern, there's no rhyme or reason. Like, I wake up happy, or I wake up looking pissed off, and then in a couple hours I'm like, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. And I like baby puppy. Baby puppy makes me happy. Like your baby puppy. He's like the only one. Because he's loving unconditionally. He doesn't care. He doesn't complain, doesn't talk about anybody. He's just sweet, loving, kind.
You're trying to put a subtle message to me. Freudian slip, perhaps. Freudian slip, perhaps. Do you feel that Austin has loved you more, or changed in Austin's behavior towards you that you could feel?
Give me an example.
I don't live in there. I don't know. That's why how you feel. Unless things have transpired over the past couple of days that you felt the Venerable is in the picture of all two of us, and there hasn't been any relief.
I felt that way way for a little bit. I felt like I was the only one putting in any effort, the only one expected to put in most of the effort, and I felt like it was bullshit, like gender roles and all of these things, and I just try to tell myself, like, okay, wait, let's just relax, let's give this some time, and let's see what happens before we form any kind of analysis. And I did feel like time management is still an issue. Like, I kind of talked about this with Austin, like, I've been surrendering and letting him lead, which is something I know he really wanted me to do, but I was continuing on with that masculine energy of, like, I can do this, I blah, 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 right? And I feel like for the most part, it's going well. Like, we've got more money, we're not stressed out anymore, like, great. But I do feel like when it comes to me or his family, I will always be below, underneath, considered last. And I feel like if Austin knows that he's going to need me to put in more energy throughout the week after this weekend that we had out of town, then he should have planned accordingly. On Sunday, take me home earlier so that I can get rest, so that I can be equipped to do the things you need me to do or expect me to do. On the other hand, I understand, like, you want to spend time with your family. I feel the same way, you know? And he mentioned it too. He's like, when we go to Corpus, you know, we stay late, and it's an even longer drive. We have to drive a lot. At the same time, I feel like that was the past. This is now. I'm letting you lead now. So I feel like the way that I'm feeling is not valid whatsoever. And then he talks of, you know, his cousin is having a baby soon. He left early on Sunday. Everybody was thinking, who's Joel? I didn't see him here. He went to bed early. He did this. He did that. I said, I used to be like that. Like, I remember when I used to do those things. And I feel like I am getting if I was a metaphorical wet towel, I've just been wrung out to the very fucking last drop that was in that fiber in about 120 degree weather. I'm like so exhausted and just tired all the time. Fall asleep driving to work, fall asleep at work, fall asleep driving home. Like, I'm just tired. So, like, literally, I'm not saying, like, yeah, emotionally too, but literally keeping my eyes open, trying to stay focused.
Yeah. Yeah, mental.
On the positive side, I feel like me and Austin's communication these last 2 days have really improved. Like, we talked about those things, how I felt. Was it, like, as fucking the way, like, nice and sweet? Like, hey, I'm feeling this way. No, because I don't want to have an argument. I don't want to, like, say something that's going to make anybody upset. So I'm just quiet and I just don't say anything and I just try to wait and see what's going to happen. But then I get overwhelmed. I was just so overwhelmed on, what day did they have?
Monday.
Yes, I was so overwhelmed Monday. I felt like I didn't have enough rest. I was fighting sleepiness. There was still so many things to get done. Wake up early, take the kids, blah, 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 go to work, get back, and then fucking Cheer randomly is like, oh, the kids need to wear sport bras because we're going to measure them and they're going to, like, wear them under, so they're going to take their clothes off. And I'm thinking already, like, that's fucking weird. So I'm trying to talk to Josie about it in the morning. Hey, honey, like, look, Cheer wants you to do this. How do you feel about it? Are you comfortable? Like, if you had your sports bra on and your and shorts underneath, like, would you feel comfortable if you had to be measured and you're going to take your overclothes off? You know, and that makes me feel weird. I don't know if there's like, if that's valid or not, but I'm like, that's odd. We talked through it. She was like, yeah, it'll be fine, Mom. It's not a big deal. It's like kind of like wearing your swimsuit. It's kind of like that. Okay. And so then I'm like, okay, I gotta leave work early so that I can have time to get that sports bra because I have to work throughout my lunch so I can leave early. So I'm freaking hungry and I'm tired. And then I'm trying to get the sports bra. Austin's calling me, hey, where do I find her clothes? And I'm already like feeling overwhelmed. I'm trying to tell him, hey, it's in the closet where the fan is, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I can't hear you. So raise my voice a little bit. And okay, cool. Okay, love you, bye. Hang up. I'm like, I'm gonna stop here. She's like, oh, Josie said she needs a bra. Is that true? I don't think she needs one. He's not in that stupid cheer chat thing, so he has no idea. She didn't tell me until last minute either, or in the group chat thing, she didn't say it till last minute. So, wasn't prepared. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stop off. I'll get the bra. I'll just meet you at the house. And I'm already like stressed out, like, oh my God, if she doesn't get this thing, are they gonna take her freaking clothes off? Like, what's gonna happen? I just need to get a bra. So I go to the thrift shop because I'm like, reduce, reuse, recycle. Like, this is the way that we should be. Fast fashion is bad for the environment. Go over there, get the stuff, get in line. The machine isn't working. It won't take my card. I'm getting very frustrated. You gotta go to this machine. Time is wasted. I finally get the stuff, get out of there, call Austin. Hey, I'm on my way. It's already, and he kind of raises his voice at me. It's like, it's already 5:32. Like, I had to bring her already. And I was like overwhelmed, jumbly, and I just started. I don't even remember what I said. Something like, I just needed you to wait. And then, like, I don't remember anything else, but I know I said at least that. And then I just hung up because I was like, fuck, I lost my shit. And then he's calling me back, and I don't want to answer because I know I'm just going to go full on lose my cool. So I'm like, no. And I'm like slapping my hang up thing, like, all right, be like a big button on BMW that's like twist it and you get a call up, slapping it. Like, ignore. So it was too much for me. I could not cope in that moment. And I was already having a day. You know what I mean? And so it wasn't good. And so really what I wanted to do was go drive off the bridge. Like, I was done. I was like, it's too much. Way too much. But then I'm like kids' games. Like, I want to go see her do soccer. Like, I want to look on the bright side, so don't, like, just hold on for 1 second, and let's just see how you feel when you get there. But then I'm like, shit, these freaking ladies are gonna be, like, how am I gonna get in there? They're like, don't be late, blah, blah, blah. So I already feel like an idiot. Like, gotta go over there and drop this thing off and figure out how I'm gonna get into this box school. Thankfully, there was like this very sweet little girl out there who knew the lady. No, I won't say her name. Who knew the lady, and so she helped me, and she came and got the thing, and then boom. And so I'm like, cool. There's time still for me to make it to the soccer thing. I sent Austin like the link. All you do is click it, tell you where to go. And so I go in there because it wasn't only for him; it was for me too. Like, I can go back there and I can click it, and I can make it there. Make it to soccer. Feel like it was kind of helping me calm down. Just walking baby puppy around. And it was cute to see her. Started to feel a little bit more regulated. She's like, okay, feel a little bit better. And I didn't have any like social awkwardness because everybody likes baby puppy. Like, he helps me so much. Ordinarily, like, when people wouldn't talk to me or, you know, it might feel weird, I don't know where to look or what to do, like, baby puppy's there, I'll just look at him, I'll just pet him, or whatever, right? So a lot of the parents were like, oh my God, puppy, so cute, blah, blah, blah. I love baby puppy. I love talking about baby puppy. Easiest thing to do. Spend some time there, talking to some of the parents, watching Carmen, it was ridiculous. Carmen, Josie needed to be dropped off at 5:30. Carmen's thing started at 6. Her thing wasn't going to end until 7:15. Our oldest daughter's cheer wasn't going to be over at 6:30. So it was like a very awkward, a lot of running around, you know? So, okay, now it's time to go pick up Josie. I have my car, he has his car, so I go pick up Josie, bring her back, watch them. They have a lot of the same friends, so she's like, oh, that's so-and-so, oh, blah, blah, blah. So they're all playing, asking questions. And I can get along with kids because they are sweet and loving and kind for the most part. You know what I mean? They don't have judgment. They don't have anything. So if I'm talking to kids, I'm there for it. Super easy for me to do. Talking with the kids, talking about baby puppy, whatever other things, and watching Carmen. And then also running, like just running around, watching baby puppy run because he's fast as lightning. And I felt like it was like, okay, I can do this. It's not so bad. But then, you know, it's over. Like, okay, all the parents are kind of coming up, and then the parents are talking to me like, oh, you could be our mascot. You could dress it up and get a little mustache. We're all laughing, like coming up with random things, like what we could do. And Austin's like, I gotta go. So it's like, okay. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he's got to like go do homework. So I've been kind of trying to remind him throughout the week before, like, hey, you want to do some reading? You want to do this? You want to get overwhelmed? Blah, 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 blah. And then when I get home, I
Chào
see
sư
that
hữu
he's
Phú
mad.
Phước đang bằng tư
The
vấn.
way I talk to him, which is understandable because I would be mad too if he talked to me like that. But also I felt like I did not have the capacity to have that conversation because I just started to feel a little bit more regulated. But he wants to talk about it right then. And me saying, hey, I can't talk about this right now. It gets him more upset because it's kind of like what I'd been telling him. No, it's not kind of like. It was exactly what I'd been telling him the week before when he was saying, hey, I'm going to need your help next week on these, and these days. And I was just like, oh my God. I can't talk about this right now. You know, because I don't want to lose my shit. And so he's like not taking that for an answer. He's like, no, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. So I think we did talk a little bit about it. But it wasn't that successful. He went to get groceries. He came back. I felt like I had calmed down more. And then we were able to have a conversation. And like I said, Austin has been these last 2 days very, very patient, kind, communicative with me, and accepting, like the communication thing. He gives me his thoughts, his opinions. He listens to how I feel. He tells me thank you for like everything I'm doing. He recognizes like what I have done, which is nice. So nice to hear, you know? But definitely I feel like there's more work that I need to do. So I feel bad. I feel really bad, like making him deal with that. It's not good.
Yeah, it sounds very intense. You are on a very intense path, very detailed, analytical throughout the day. And sometimes you have to just take it easy, take a deep breath, and overlook certain things and not take so much things so personal, so critical, unnecessary. If your job was a police officer, yes, this analytical and critical thinking part is a good thing, good quality, but it's not. If we were to put this in a 5-page report, there's probably like 15-page report on just this instance alone. It gives rise to how analytical your mind actually really is. If this was a court, if this was trial, you nailed them. You nailed everybody. You nailed everybody. You said the judge, this dude, his eyebrow even raised at me. I remember it exactly at 12:06 p.m. Yeah. Very, very, very impressed with the way how your mind works. But it should be redirected to where it is needed most and where it is not needed. It sometimes being a mom and a wife could feel like a chore, but you got to see the joy in it, the joy in the labor, the joy in the task, and to overlook certain things and brush it off your shoulders so that you can carry on and not take it to heart. A lot of things should not take it to heart, because I mean you really beat up your heart, literally your cardiology. You count on a heart attack at like 34 if this keeps going. You know, I'm doing a lot of work with Austin. You should probably reach out and call me more often, like Austin is doing, so I can capture moments like these and help you process them so that it doesn't compile up to be overwhelming. All right. I have more time now in my day, and we should take advantage of that so I can help you process through them to help you live more simply and simpler. Austin is taking a lot of mental notes. What happened?
I think I hate talking about it. Like, I feel like talking about it is just reliving it, and it's just so stressful even again. And, like, if you're complaining, if you're sad, all that shit just wastes your time. I just feel like I'm so tired of trying to talk about it, even if it's just like so that they can tell me it's my fucking fault.
I need for you to call. I need you to call me and cuss on the phone a lot. Call me and be like, "What the is wrong with my mind right now? I'm losing my shit." It's healthy to do that. It's healthy so I can capture a frame of a state of mind, multiple frequency of the state of mind, so I can track it the way that it needs to be tracked. I mean, you know what I mean? You don't express it enough, and at the end of the day, it kind of blows. It implodes. It implodes, and then it explodes. So it's not a healthy thing that you're going through as we're trying to do a lot of work together. And I also want to comment on the suicidal ideation. And I know it's just an expression. You also need to think, you also need to know that in Buddhism, a desire to non-exist constitutes unfavorable rebirth. So, while you are still a healthy human with 10 fingers and 10 toes, if in fact somewhere down the line you choose to take your life, by some sort of means to take your life, you will reborn into perhaps an amoeba floating on the other side of the water. But you will know you're an amoeba, and you will know that you're floating on the surface of the water, and you're like, damn, I done jumped the bridge, and now I'm here. And I wish I have 10 toes and 10 fingers again so I could run around cussing at people, but I can't because I'm an amoeba.
Or I might be like, finally, some peace. I'm just gonna drift around here.
Well, that's open to interpretations until that actually arrives, but I sure damn don't want to be an amoeba, I tell you that. Or a snake, or a mouse, or a cute, koala bear trying to,
Go around biting people.
Yeah, well, just remember that as a human realm, not a lot of people try to hunt you, and if you are a bird, perhaps...
grabs me by the head.
Yeah, just think of the animal kingdom, the apex predators, yeah.
Hawk, owl.
Yeah. Yeah. That wakes a lot of Buddhists up when we have a lot of Buddhists that, have suicidal ideation, and I tell them, well, if you act on it, just know that this is waiting right around the corner. Just know that. And there was, so it's not, try not to entertain those thoughts because it doesn't lead to good things. It doesn't lead to a good state of mind. But
Try to think about that. Like, okay, Melanie, why are you thinking this? Like, why would you be thinking this way?
All right, so I think you're doing great. So I mean, you've survived through the days. That's why we're here, right? Sitting now. Be aware, supremely aware, of the negative things that you say to yourself that have tremendous amount of power over your emotions. There's, like I told you, there's the book one of the doctors wrote, what to say to yourself when you are by yourself. And the more things we complain about and beat ourselves up over the minor small things, it just rains on you of sadness throughout. It can ruin your whole day just by one negative thought. So you do have to.
Like,
Yeah,
like
go
for my mind though, when I'm alone, I'm peaceful. It's when I'm like around people that I'm like, shoot, am I only? No. And I'm like, oh shit, gotta go. It's like it's the opposite for me. Being alone, I don't worry about things. I don't have to be somebody. I can just be. Do you know what I mean?
So you pretend like you're deaf, because the Buddha says to be aware of our senses, our 6 senses: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, mind, tongue. So pretend you can shut that off. You have a choice. You can literally shut that off when you're around people. You just be like, what? I mean, when they say, excuse me, you can choose not to like hear excuse me. Or when they call your name, you can be like, huh? You can start speaking Spanish, Chinese, Korean. You know, our late Justice Ruth Ginsburg, okay, she says that sometimes you have to pretend like you're deaf. I have employed that assiduously while sitting on the bench for like 10 years. This woman literally pretend like she's deaf. And there are pictures. Okay, number one, they erected a bronze statue of her. She was badass. She's a badass woman. And when they take group pictures together, she don't give a beep. She don't give a flying fudge. She literally goes to sleep while they're taking group pictures. There's only 9 justices in the United States. The woman, go look up her name on Google. She literally... While she's wearing black judge's robes. 1 of 9. Can you imagine if CNN wanted to talk smack about her? They would say 1 of 9 United States justice falls asleep during, but they don't. They have mad respect for her. You know, and it's like, I love it what she says. And my dad says the same thing. My dad says sometimes I was critical. I was just like you. Everything when someone does something, I'm like nitpicking, I'm like watching, and I'm like hearing, and I'm like this little hawk in the house. And my dad is just like, you know, son, look at Christ and look at the Buddha. Do they ever open their eyes? And you look at Christ, right? Jesus Christ. Right? Like on the cross, right? Like I'm like expanding my arms right now, right? Like this is Christ. And this is the Buddha. And the Buddha sits in meditation and the Buddha doesn't see anything. He doesn't see anything. He doesn't want to hear anything. My dad tells me that it is so funny. And it makes perfect sense. My dad says, Jesus ain't hearing none of them prayers because there's too many of them. And my dad's like, the Buddha don't want to see nothing because he's already gone through all the suffering. It's so comical, but it's so true. You can pretend like you're deaf. Really, you can pretend like you're deaf. You don't have to take everything in. Don't. It's like a frog. It's like a frog trying to like jump up the tree. His goal is to get from here, the bottom of the tree, to the top of the tree. And he's deaf. So people who standing around him and saying, you're a frog, dude. You're slimy, you're ugly, you're never going to make it to the top. But he doesn't hear them. He's a frog. It's just sounds coming out of their mouth. So he just keep on climbing. He makes it to the top. Now, if he can hear them, he'll be like, oh, shit, I'm slimy for real. You know what I mean? So anyways, so it's just perspective tonight for you to understand where I'm coming from and see things alternatively. Happiness lies on how you see life and the how comical it is. And you can be comical. The law does not require you having to listen. The law says you have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to remain deaf. You will have the right to remain blind. You can go out and grab a cane tomorrow, wear sunglasses, and you sit on a city bus, and people are like, excuse me. And you just tap. You just take that little piece of stick and you could just like tap. You walk in the middle of traffic with a white cane and sunglasses on, they all have to stop by law. You ever thought about the comical say, is that illegal? Is pretending, impersonating a blind person against the law? I haven't read that law. The law says if you impersonate a police officer, a bailiff, a judge, a lawyer, state attorney's office, a security officer, it's a third-degree felony. But I haven't seen a blind guy or a blind woman or a deaf woman. You know what I mean? So the law doesn't bar you from doing it. So shit, tomorrow I'll be like, ha! Ha! You ever do this? Like when they call your name, you ever like, ha? Who knows if you have lost your hearing overnight? And you could be like, you could tell people, right? Because whatever you're telling people is just information. You'd be like, I lost my hearing last night watching the games, the Cowboys. What? Huh? I guarantee you they'll stop bothering. They'll stop bothering you, and then the next thing you're gonna hear is, "Oh my God, that poor little girl! She's so beautiful, but she's blind and she's deaf. Oh my God! I can't believe that bad things happen to good people." I'm telling you, play all the games, girl. You smart enough to play this game to ensure your own peace by reason of what? Not by reason of insanity, by reason of peace, to ensure your own peace. Not by reason of crazy or anything else that you can think of, schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever you want to call it, but to ensure your own peace. I don't want to be around people. This is what Venerable Lee says today. I don't want to be around people. I want to be by my damn self. I said, all right. Next month, he's going to disrobe. Really. He's going to go back to the recluse life of his... I don't know where he's going to be. He's going to be underneath the bridge looking at a bunch of mullets or something. I don't know. You know? We all have that salt. And me, I belong in the forest. This is, in the forest colors. So I get it. And sometimes I do. Hell, sometimes I'm deaf for real. So wake up with that tomorrow. Reconsider it tomorrow. Play some games tomorrow. Life is a game. You got to know the rules to play. Know the rules so you can break it well. And just have fun out there. Just have fun out there. You don't have to take things so critical, so personal. You're such a beautiful, talented 29-year-old woman that made it this far. And to inspire other women, you got to keep it together for your kids, for other women, for humanity. And then write a book about it. At the end of all of this, you're all going to succeed victoriously. And in a very comical way. And everything I teach you, you teach back to other people. I'm giving you the gift of knowledge. So teach it back to other people. And you just realize, damn, this thing really works. So continue writing. I know the writing thing is hard because I'm trying to get all the negative stuff out of your mind. That's what I'm doing. When we write, we're trying to get all of that out of your heads. When you put it in paper, it's now on there. It's less likely to just sit there rent-free. You may have to revisit some cognitive behavioral therapy, some of the principles. You may have missed a few things in there, right? But then just look at and then most importantly, you both crack jokes and make light of things. Call me more often and make light of things. You're doing fine. I don't see any dangers here. I just see that you just take things a little bit personal. We're working on that right now, and eventually, you're gonna learn how to deal with it a lot better, and it's gonna roll right off your sleeve. Things that happen, not making it on time, it's not all that serious. It ain't that deep. Just remind yourself, it's not that deep. Bra or no bra or bra less, it ain't that deep. Free balling, it's not.
Because then after cheer, the mom comes out, Did you send the message then?
Yeah. They're fools, you know, a lot of fools out there. Don't take anything just be like whatever, you know. I don't even as a monk, I'm trained to see things and not see things. Sometimes I walk in a hallway full of people. I just see the hallway. I don't see people. I've lived. I don't want to see people. And I have a choice right now. Literally, I just see the hallway. I block everything out. I literally chant in my head. I don't hear humans. I hear the words of the Buddha in my head. Yeah, really. I tune everything out. Why do you think I look so young? If I took everything so personal, I wouldn't look this young and teach you how to do the same. I hold the fountain of youth, and the fountain of youth is humor. Yeah. So, if you need a white cane, I'll send one to you. I have them. I do. I have them. I have 3 of them. They were $5 at the flea market. They're like retractable and they're made in Canada. Ow. Ow. Ow.
He's gonna be embarrassed when I go. Oh.
No, you can hit him with it. And then he's gonna call me. He's gonna call me, and he's gonna be like, "She just hit me with the stick you sent her." And I'm gonna say, "She was blind. She's swinging. You didn't dodge it. You better learn kung fu." Austin better learn kung fu. You better learn how to dodge. But anyways, I think you have a lot of things to look forward to. Look forward to the Catholicism of it. It's a lot of fun. You know, join that. You know, you have me, the Buddhist part of it, and then the Catholic thing is gonna keep the girls in line. As much of it in line until, you know, they're old enough to think, and that's when we start injecting Buddhism into them. But it keeps them straight as it's ever gonna get. You know, we don't want them to step into the world where it's misinformation, bad information, and secular information where they could, you know, do bad stuff like drugs, cheat, lie, kill, and steal. So just let the 10 Commandments do its job. And later we will introduce to them the 5 precepts or perhaps the 10 precepts. So Austin is working towards listening to you more, loving you more, cheering you on. You know, you both are supposed to cheer each other. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're never alone. You got me. You got Venerable Lee. You got a whole team here. You have your providers. That's also right there and then. All right. So, again, reach out more. I mean, I've been wondering for the past 2 weeks. Mel has not been reaching out to me. So, my orange flag actually goes up. So, maybe I need to text you more. So, maybe I need to text you more so that you feel that, you know, oh, okay, it's okay to, like, bother him. Maybe sometimes people think for me. They become my, like, you know, public defender. And they're like, no, we're going to think for him. Maybe we shouldn't bother him. But that's why I'm here. You know, I have these jokes to expound, but you have to reach out for them. Any questions for me so far?
I feel that way too. Like, I don't want to have anybody concern themselves with me. Like, I don't want to be a bother. So I'm like, I can just take care of this myself. I will just figure it out.
You know, I work with a lot of former judges, and now they become consultants, and they get a joy out of telling all the lawyers the little secrets of trial, the little secrets of this, the little secrets of that. And that's their joy. So my joy is now a referee of the mind, and people want to know the rules of the mind. How to break certain rules, how to go around it, how do we fix this thing, what are the violations, so on and so on. So that's what I'm there for. I'm like this referee that tells you, yeah, this is what you can do, this is what you shouldn't do, and this is how we go to win the battle with your mind. Win the battle with your mind. And the Buddha says if you can win the battle with your mind, then you are the noblest victor of all. Noblest of all. And the girls depend on that. The girls right now, they're little angels, don't know what the hell is going on. So they're waiting for their mommies to get her stuff in order so that mommy can lead in a way that they've never seen, and in a way that the world is like, whoa, that woman knows her stuff. She knows what she's doing. She's leading the right way, a healthy, happy manner for her children, her family, her community. So that's what I'm cultivating both of you to be, those effective young adults you are. But just rejoice, and I'm working with Austin with the family situation where he needs to communicate with them more. There were misunderstandings of the past, and he's working on rebuilding the bridge or figuring out what was the miscommunication that led to judgments, people passing judgments, people's misunderstanding of you. And I told Austin that all the families hate other families. They all do it. It's called tribalism. Our group don't like your group. If we likes you, we with you. We don't like you, we don't with you. All right? And then they will like pass judgment. They're like, oh, I don't like her because she does this, and her man's got her a new car, and like, shut up. Like, so like all of the families don't get along. I get it. That's everywhere. Vietnamese, Korean, black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese. That's everybody. But what is important is that I'm guiding Austin on what's happening, and Austin is going to reach out more and trying to bridge what's happening. You guys were too young when things happened, and you were pregnant at the time, so blame it on that. She was pregnant. What the hell, did you want her to be an angel while she's pregnant? Something that big coming out of there? What the hell? So you have a good... Yeah, you're like, if I was pregnant, I'll be bipolar AF. I'd be cussing I cuss everybody out. I don't care if you like me or not. I'm cussing everybody if I'm pregnant. So hormonal changes. So you have a very good defense right there and then. So use it. Use that excuse and reason to bridge the gap and bridge the mishaps and to bridge the solidify of the bridge once and for all. So I see forthcoming that, parents are getting old. They're not going to want to fight and drag this on. Nobody wants to think unhealthy thoughts or like mean thoughts or like angry thoughts because it's not healthy. So everybody wants to be together, and whatever's the past is the past. It's been years now, for Christ's sake. I mean, unless they're really not normal in the head and they hang on this long to resentment and anger that things have happened when you were pregnant. And then you ask them, you were mad at her because she was pregnant at the time and you've hung on to that anger this long. How well is that working out for you? You know what I mean? All right, so we're making a lot of progress. It just takes time. You just gotta be patient with what's happening. More information being exchanged, such as now, will lead to gradual, slow amendments, healing, and progress in the forthcoming days. Okay? Have hope. Any final questions before I let y'all hit the bed and snore or watch the game or play pillow fight? Oh, she lit up like a Christmas tree when I said pillow fight. She want to take out some anger with Austin.
Blindfolded pillow fight.
Oh, Venerable Baby Lee just says blindfolded pillow fights.
When I was young, we did pillow fight. Like me, my brother, and my now sister-in-law. Shit was brutal, but it was so fun.
Well, make it fun, make it romantic. How about naked blindfolded pillow fights? This has now become a sexology class. Venerable went from psychotherapy to sex therapy. This call may be recorded and monitored for quality assurance. All right, so let's reconvene in the next 3 days, 3 days in group work. For individual work, reach out tomorrow on your break, get one of those ear things, stick it in your ear and tell me about your day and, talk about it. I know you hate everybody else, but you don't hate me, so call me. All right? Okay. Well, y'all have a good night, okay? Hold on, stand by for a selfie. Go do that bunny thing. There you go. Y'all have a good night, okay? Talk to you guys later. Take care. That's how you save the day. The mind is a terrible, really, the mind's a terrible thing. And I feel for them. These are the workings of critical-ism, pessimism. A lot of magnifications into the minor mistakes. One should not magnify that. But we're getting there. We're making progress. You have to know how to redirect, validate, clarify, then redirect. VCR technique. Thank you all for joining. If you all got a kick out of this, there's more talks. Y'all can join the... I'm not disrobing. Venerable Lee is. He's sitting next to me. He wants to return to solitude practice. More solitude practice. I don't know what's going on. He's 21. What do y'all expect from him? But everything is temporary, and I'll give a talk on it so that it prepares everyone for his disrobement. But yeah, that's the fun of Theravada. You can join whenever, and you can quit whenever, you can come back whenever, you know. So life is impermanent. Should not attach on to the teacher or to the teachings or anybody else. Use the teachings to liberate yourself and quickly. Thank you all for joining and being wonderful listeners. Have a wonderful night. We're all safe and sound here in Florida amid the hurricane that came, Category 2, Category 3, and then it went west. I've noticed ever since I've lived here, it has never hit head on. So blessed are those who live in St. Pete, right? Maybe y'all should move here. Take care. Till the next time.